The Spirit of the Lord. 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 It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by. It may look like I'm surrounded by. Even if I don't understand what you're doing, Daddy. Even when I can't figure it out, or when I'm at my wit's end, it may look, kadosh, 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 it may look like I'm surrounded. This is how I fight my life. This is how I fight. Right there, right there, right there, right there is where you work. This is how I fight. This is how This is how I win my battle. This is how I win my battle. This is how I'm gonna rest in you, Lord. Oh, this is how I win my battle. Yeah. You've already won it, Lord. This is how. One last. It may look like I'm surrounded by you, Lord. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded. That's where I'm gonna rest in you. Oh. It may look like I'm surrounded by you.
Y'all, we're putting on all of our little forces tonight.
Surrounded.
All right, we're getting ready to get settled in, guys. And if you would help us to share and invite with others out there, we definitely would appreciate it. We're excited about our show on today. Getting ready to get started. We're on a different page, y'all. So I'm normally on my page here, so you're gonna have to make sure to find us on the It's a Family Affair radio show. So excited about what God is doing with our new family. We've added some family members on, and today. Haven't started yet, guys. We're just kind of finding out right Y'all help us to share if you could.
His promise and just to know the
I know, right?
I'm learning.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn all of these. We're on live.
and how trust. Him more. How I prove him more and more. I love to praise him.
And we will. All right, guys, we want to say thank you all for joining in with us today on It's a Family Affair. We are finally on the air, and we're so excited about what's going to be taking place on today. First of all, we want to say thank you all for coming in and being so patient with us. I'm going to step back just a little bit. I'm having to learn how to release the reins with everything, and Mrs. Faith is going to take it from here while I try to get everybody engaged in.
Yes. Okay, Miss Engagement. We're going to call Marilyn Miss Engagement today.
Yes.
How y'all doing out there? We've been away for a couple of weeks, so happy holidays to everyone. Merry Christmas. Belated Merry Christmas. And we hope you had a wonderful time with your family and friends, that you were able to share love during the holiday season, and that's so important. So thank you for coming in today, and this is our last show for the end of the year.
It is. Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you, this time has passed by so fast.
It has.
And it's been really an awesome year. It's been a
Yes.
great year. I thank God for this year and bringing us through,
Yes.
and what he has taken us through, and what we've learned and gained, you know, through our relationships, through love, through gaining wisdom. And even in this last quarter, really preparing for 2019.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm claiming this the year of the boss.
It is. The bosses are taking
Bosses
charge.
are taking charge. We are taking charge.
Yes,
And,
yes.
you know, even if you're not a boss yet, you can still act like a boss. I hear you. Because, see, you know, before you get that promotion, you're already walking
That's
in
right,
that
that's
victory
right.
career field anyway, or
Yes.
career promotion, or a job, or however you want to, whatever you want, or your own business, you're already in it. And so the manifestation is the boss. We're going to be the boss in 2019.
Yes.
So just want to give a shout out to all the bosses out there. So we are very excited today because we are in expansion.
Yeah.
And we're in transition.
Boy, God did us well, didn't he?
You did. Lord have mercy.
He blessed us
Lord
well.
have mercy. Because, you know, through God's love and his grace and mercy, and giving us creativity
Yes.
and a mindset to get out of the box.
Yeah.
I think It's a Family Affair has gotten out the box.
We have gotten completely out of the box.
And what we mean is that in the month of February, you'll see that our family is grown and enlarging.
Yes.
And we're going to start bringing even a better program
Yes.
for all of you out there, and to come in our living room. You'll see we're going to have a whole lot of folk in our living room.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. It's exciting because we want diversity.
Yes.
We want diversity in our network, and we want to bring quality as well. And,
Exactly.
and we went out and searched for quality,
We
and I
did.
believe we got the
We
cream,
got the cream
of the crop.
We
You know how
did.
back in the day how we used to go and pick peas, and
Yeah.
and you had to shell them in the summer, and you get the cream,
Yeah.
the cream peas.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we got the cream of the cream
We
of
did,
of
we
the crop
did.
of the cream peas. So you'll get to meet each one of them as we bring them on, and we've been
Yes.
doing some training
Yes.
today. And so we're going to be on a few minutes. We're going to introduce our new family member by the name of Monica Combs.
Yay,
And she's from
Monica.
East Texas. She's a young woman.
Yeah.
who has been some places.
She's a traveling girl.
Okay, she might be my traveling partner.
That's right. Our international girl.
Right, girls. Yeah, plural. And so I'm just really excited to hear about her travels and her topic for today, what we're going to talk about. We were just going to be on live for about an hour, so we got a lot to do in little time.
Yeah.
So I just want everybody to share,
Yes.
because we know sharing is caring. And if you're on Facebook, if you like to view our page and join our page, because we want to be interactive with you. Our Facebook page is IAFA Radio Show out there, Facebook. And if you'd like to listen to us, if you can't listen today on Facebook and you want to just go on the internet on your laptop and hear it later, you can go to www.fbrn.us, and we are in the blue stream.
Yes.
And later on, if we have any time, time to open up the line for calls, you can reach us at area code 214-431-5062. So, Miss Monica.
Hi.
I think it's going to be your turn now. I'm going to pass the baton, and I would like for Monica to introduce herself and, and tell us a little bit about who is this Miss Monica Combs.
So mysterious.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you for the introduction. I mean, it's funny because in my hometown, I'm from East Texas, and they've labeled me as the world traveler. Absolutely.
I wonder why.
I know. Going from Alaska to Colombia, I don't know why they'd get that idea. But I'm originally from East Texas. I've actually just recently moved back from Dallas. So here I am back in Dallas in this opportunity when I had left. But I'm happy to be here. This is an awesome, legit studio. I've never had any kind of radio experience.
Yeah.
I thought, oh man, my eyes just lit up when I came in here, and then we had a nice view. And, the sun goes down about 5:30 now.
Yes,
But now it's dark, but it was nice view out here. So I'm so excited to be here. I just needed a microphone, you guys, and this opportunity fell in my lap. And here I am, ready to share some of my journey and some of something that will resonate with a lot of people that I think that a lot of people are going through.
Yeah,
So,
Wonderful.
Yeah. I think during this season, it's so important. One of the things we've been talking about with It's a Family Affair, just in case you guys don't know, It's a Family Affair radio show, and we're all about family lives and empowering families. And one of the ways that we have decided to do that was to involve our young adults on the show, and many times we don't always understand the journey of what they're going through, and sometimes they even say we don't get them a whole lot. So we thought it would be best to let them come and kind of share their own journey. As we were getting ready to prepare for the show, Monica and I were talking about just some of her life experiences, different things like that, and you know how it is sometimes as a young adult, you're still trying to find your way in life, and we walk through uncertain times when we get to places like that, and the crazy thing is we're in and out. One day we feel like we got it, and the next day is like, how did I lose that?
Oh, absolutely.
And then have you found yourself there before, Monica?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely have. I think I have it together one day, and the next day, what?
Yeah.
What happened? Or,
Yeah.
oh, goodness. And that comes with fear, and that
Yeah.
comes with, just on the other side of just all kinds of emotions or, fear and, oh, yeah, I've definitely felt that way. But when I do feel like I have it together, I'm like, okay, it's good.
I got it.
I got it.
So Monica, kind of tell us about your first experience. I know you've traveled a lot and done a lot of things. You're an East Texas girl, so you've probably been sheltered a little bit there.
Oh, absolutely.
So kind of tell us about that. Tell us about that journey of stepping away from mom and dad's house and getting out into the real world out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, my first experience was moving from East Texas to Central Texas when I went to Texas State University.
Okay.
That was my first experience, and there I just saw things and experienced things that I was like, oh my goodness, this is illegal, this is wrong, this is, I can't believe I'm seeing this, you know, and that's just moving to Central Texas, the Austin, San Marcos area. So that lit up my eyes at first, and then from that experience, I took an exchange trip to Alaska and stayed there for a year and a half. Absolutely loved it.
Oh my God, you got to tell us about that a little bit. Yes. That seems like an ultimate trip to go on, let alone do an internship. Were you doing internship
I was
there?
not. I did just I got accepted to a national student exchange program.
Okay.
And from then they gave you a list of 200 schools.
Oh.
And then I thought, you know what, I want to go somewhere crazy, somewhere I've never been, and I'm just going to get a one-way ticket and book it.
Out of all the places in the world, you wanted to go to Alaska.
It's actually between Hawaii or Alaska, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But I thought in my head, you know what, who can I ask to go to Alaska versus Hawaii? Anybody to go to Hawaii with me. Alaska, nobody's going to want to go. So I thought, hey, if I don't go now, I'll never go.
Oh my God!
And I did.
Were you scared when you first went? Y'all, let me tell you something about these young adults. They are daredevils. It's like you know how it says we don't have a fear of death. We don't have a fear of anything happening to us or whatever. Were you scared to go by yourself or?
Honestly, I felt like
other
I would
people
wing
over
it.
there, huh?
I just thought, and I did when I told people I was leaving, I was going here and there. Some people kind of got, some mocking, oh yeah, right, you're going to be back in a week. You're not going to like it. There's nothing to do there. Do you like to hunt? Because that's all there is. And that lit fire under me. And I thought, oh, I'm definitely going to enjoy it just because you said I'm going to be back.
Yeah.
And I naturally did. The community is amazing. I absolutely had the best time. And I lived in Fairbanks, which is the center of nothing. Everything's 6 hours away.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's the coldest city in in Alaska.
Yeah.
And so minus 40 degrees. I mean, that's pretty cold.
Oh my God! You stayed there for how long?
I stayed there for a year and a half.
For a year and a half. Were you ready to come home after a while? After a lot of cold?
Yes. I mean, the plane tickets are expensive, but they're also long. The plane rides are really long. So coming home every for the Christmas always I never miss Christmas with my family. That was it was pretty exhausting.
Okay.
But I was ready for a change of scenery. But I absolutely loved my time there.
Gosh.
Well, that's
Loved
great.
it.
That's great. I almost had an opportunity to move to Alaska when we lived in Hawaii.
Really?
Yes, and I was working for the Army, Department of the Army at the time, and our HR directorate moved from Hawaii to Anchorage, Alaska. So we had to make a decision, either stay in Hawaii or go to Alaska, but we stayed in Hawaii. But I really heard Alaska's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a place I've ever wanted to go to. But you know what? Probably the reason why I do not like the cold weather.
You know what? I didn't either.
Really?
I didn't, but I just thought, I just want an exotic experience. That was the only thing in my head. I just want to go
exotic.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And I just went. And I thought, at the same time, you're single, you're young, you don't have any kids, you have no ties. This is the time.
Yeah, to
This
do
is the
all of
time.
that. Yeah.
That is the time.
And I took that time, and I'm so glad that I did.
Good.
Absolutely.
So tell us about your next trip. I know you've done quite a bit. Where did you go to after Alaska? I know you kept moving around and doing some other things.
Sure did. So after Alaska, I got accepted into. I thought, you know what? I'm not ready for this adult corporate job. Mom and Dad want me to do this and that, and I thought, you know what? I'm not ready. And so as soon as in Alaska, I signed up for. I got accepted to another program, and it was a Heart for Change program. That's what it was called, and it was teaching English to students in Colombia.
Okay.
So public.
Oh.
So I thought, and my mother's Hispanic, so she's fluent in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been around it, but I've only picked up on certain words and never tried. It was a joke.
Really?
In high school, they learned Spanish, so I just never really, and that was I didn't know the language, and I really assumed that people knew more English in Colombia than they did. So that one was a challenge. That was a challenge.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I actually didn't tell my mom that I was going to Colombia until like 2 weeks in advance.
Oh,
because
wow.
I knew she would hate me.
Okay, Mama.
I know, and Mama's watching right now.
Mama Combs, she made it home, Mom.
I did, because I knew she'd be
my
so
God.
worried, and she was so ready for me to be home. And I got to take this a chance, and it was just. It was a new light. It was oh gosh. Every experience I've had has given me a new set of lens.
Yes. Wow.
So it's definitely goodness. It's life. It's a journey. So.
Wow. Well, I think a lot of times when it comes down to parents, we're afraid of a lot of things anyway, especially if it's something that we have not, stepped out in. So you guys are really, going through some. I think you guys give us different eyes to look through, and that's what I'm excited about with today's show. We're talking about uncertain transitions in life. And sounds like you've had much experience with that, Of
course,
one of the things I think as young adults, I think back even on my my years, those were some real, they were adventurous times, but when you don't know where you're going, it can be very scary because you're skipping and missing and hitting through a lot of things. Did you find yourself going through that? Even though you've had all these different experiences of things you've gone through, did you ever find yourself kind of lost in the midst of the wave a little bit with all of that?
Yeah, because when I was in college, I had that one goal. I mean, I was first generation. I thought, I'm going to get that degree and everything else will fall into place. That's all I need is that degree. And so with all these little side jobs, I waited tables and did this and that. On my way through college, I thought, this is all I need is just the degree. And so once I got that degree, I thought, oh goodness, like what am I going to do? Especially when I got back to the States from Columbia. And when I got back to the States, I thought, oh goodness, like it's adult time. I'm supposed to get a real job. Like, wait, what? What's happening? And that's where it started really setting in. Oh my gosh, where am I supposed to go? Because I just thought, degree in communications, I'll just, I'll wing it. That'd be fine. I've winged everything else. That'd be great. And it's hard. It's hard to know what you really want to do. It's really hard, especially growing up and I'm thinking like, the East Texas mentality is more of, it's very close-minded of, hey, get something that's certain, that's going to be promising, the security, go for that. Goals and dreams are for
and retire there.
Yes.
Get a job and retire there.
Right, retirement. Your goal, like people that are lucky that get their goals and dreams.
Yes.
Don't get something that you can see that is tangible. You can get.
I was talking to this young lady last night, and she was one that actually literally followed. Her mom is a nurse, so. Of course, they wanted to follow the path that her mom followed, and she said she got ready to go off to school, and she found out that she wasn't comfortable with blood.
Wow.
She wasn't comfortable being around blood, so she had to quickly change her major. And she said that her roommate was doing something, and she just kind of followed the flow of her roommate. And now here it is. I think it's been over 10 years now that she landed a very good job, doing very well. But she admitted that she doesn't feel like that's not who she is. She said, because I had to find something to do quickly. She has stayed focused on it, stayed within it, but in her mind, she's thinking it's got to be something else out there. Is that some of the experience that you guys have been sensing and feeling also, Monica?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because you change your major, and that's okay because you're evolving. You're growing up. You're realizing, I don't want this, or I really do love this.
Yeah,
that just happens naturally. When I was going through for therapeutic recreation at first with Texas State University, that's when I was like, okay, I really have to get a major, really have to follow this and do it and things like that. And I was just having the hardest time in my classes because I didn't like it. I wasn't interested. And I went on a whim to a communications club.
Did you?
Yes. Went on a whim. It's because I had pink feathers and it the girly girl I was. I was like, pink feathers, communications. I like to talk. I'm gonna go. And I did it. And now I'm telling you, that week I changed my major.
You knew it. Yeah.
I knew it. Something in my heart just like, whoa, this is what you're supposed to do.
Wow.
And I changed it immediately.
Isn't that something? And looking at you, it looked like it would have been a natural thing because you love to communicate, you love to talk, but that's not always something that we know to do out there. Sometimes we do stumble into those places like that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's one thing. A lot of times when I'm talking to young adults, and this is the thing that I've noticed a lot, when we don't have direction for where we're going, we tend to hit and miss at a lot of things, and then we start choosing stuff outside of the realms of where your focus needed to be at. Sometimes we marry early when we were not ready for marriage.
Yes.
Sometimes we end up living in locations that may not have been where we really wanted to live. It's just where we ended up at or whatever.
Right.
So a lot of times I think the focusing is something that's needful. But don't put so much, if you were to look back over things before you actually, decided on your major in communication, was there ever a time where you finally just said, what, I'm just going to wing this and I'm just going to ride through it. I'll get there after a while. I'll get there in a minute, because sometimes you're tired of ringing around in your head and in your mind about what am I supposed to be doing? I don't want to disappoint mom and dad. I know they sent me to school, all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the same time, though, I knew myself. You know, so I just thought, if I'm struggling this hard, and it's not because the content's difficult, it's because I really don't like it. I don't like it. You know, and I found that when I went to, so I was in communications, right? And I transferred to UAF, University of Alaska Fairbanks. When I did that, I was in journalism. I was in news writing. I was doing things like that. I was writing articles. And my professor said, Monica, you look great on camera. You look so good. You know, you talk well. You look great. But your writing, oh, God, that needs some work. And I said, I absolutely know, because I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like it. And that's when I thought, okay, well, check. I guess I'm not going to be a news anchor, because I didn't want to be a news reporter.
You want to do that.
You know, I didn't want to do it. And so, you know, I mean, at the same time, I'm so hard-headed. And if I know I don't want to be in a career that I do not enjoy,
right?
Have an interest in, because that's like being a bad teacher, right? You know, you're just, I'm just going to do education.
I know.
Being a bad teacher, these are pivotal moments. You know,
and shaping people's lives,
So I mean, I never really, I know myself.
Yeah.
So,
gotcha.
Monica, with your communications major and with your degree, what did you actually hone in on in communications? Because communications is so vast, and it's so broad. You know, it's so big and broad. So was it anything in particular that you enjoyed your classes or practicums, or I mean, what really sparked you?
Public speaking.
Okay,
public speaking. Public speaking, I really enjoyed that. It was everything but writing, really. I loved going up to the podium, and talking about even a paper that was difficult. I had some difficult professors in Alaska, believe it or not. But, just having, certain thing. I mean, I loved always the feel. It was a lot about even your body, your nonverbal language. A lot of that comes in communication.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of my studies, and I just loved that. Absolutely.
So did you get energy, or did you feel that that empowerment when you got to the podium and you said, like, this is it. This is what I feel. This is where I sink in. So you got that passion.
Yeah, I do. And it might seem a little vain, like, ooh, the attention's on me, but I just felt like I could talk.
Captivate that audience.
Thank you. Yes, and that made me feel good.
Yeah.
It wasn't just about you just being in the spotlight, but being able to captivate and you see people's wheels turning when you're talking, like, oh, I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah.
I like that feeling.
Yeah.
Persuasive speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, persuasive.
So even in those areas, do you find joy in learning from others as well, Monica?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I listen in a lot of conversations, just even with my mom or, with my friends. I like to listen and just to hear it in class as well. Gotcha. Yeah, just how people, I watch. I'm a people watcher. I watch how people are nonverbals and how they're, acting and what their tone is like. Those things are kind of fascinating to me.
Yeah. Is that one of your caring approaches? You know how we can have a natural instinct of something we do, but there's like an innate thing inside of us that I care for people. I love what I'm doing, but I also take a moment to hear what other people are saying on the other side. Does that make sense to you?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you ever kind of feel that going around? It's like, whatever that is, I like that. I like me where I'm at, and I like that feel of helping other people as well.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like people just need to be heard.
Right, exactly.
I think that's a healing itself sometimes.
Yeah.
So with our young adults out there, kind of talk to us about what's going on with y'all.
Oh, what is going on with this?
We want to know.
Here goes the juice. Here it is. Well, and I would say in 2018, I moved to Dallas, moved to the smack city center of Dallas, and I just thought, I'm going to love it. This is the city life, and I was so excited, and I thought, I'm going to get into film, I'm going to get into this and that. I just had all these thoughts, just floating all in my head. And just, single living and just, being so excited. And I did. I had a great time. It was amazing. I did dabble in film and modeling and things like that. And now here I am on radio, right?
Yeah, you are.
Wow. But, within a half a year, I started noticing, this is not, in my head, I think society, not in my head, in society, the culture, I feel like they have us listed as where you should be at 21. Where you should be at 25.
Timetable.
Where you should be at 28. You better have that college degree by 25. Oh, you better have that corporate job with that 401k by 28. Everything is just, I feel like we're just in categories. And it was hard for me because a comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah,
And
I like
I've,
that.
I've definitely, especially with social media, as much as I love it, there's so much comparison that goes on out there.
Right.
And so from what I learned from 2018 was keep your peepers on your own journey. You know, you don't have to fall into
I like that.
Yeah, I do
into
too. I think
someone
that's great.
else's life that got that job or that had those kids or, you know,
Yeah.
whatever their life is. Like, everybody has their own journey. And
Yeah.
we shouldn't have
Right.
to be categorized on where we should be at 21 or what major we should have had or, you know,
Yeah.
things like that. And a lot of times, like when I lived in Dallas, I thought, you know, I should want to be here. I'm young. I'm single. I have no kids. Like, Monica, you made these choices to be here. And, you know, you have the world is yours, girl.
Right.
You should be in the smack city center of Dallas. Like, what's wrong, you know? And I just kept beating myself over and over about that because I just thought this is where I should be. But my heart was longing for East Texas. My heart was
Really?
longing to
Wow.
go back home. And I couldn't understand why. Because I thought, okay, you know what you want to do. You know
Yeah.
your ambitions. They're going to be in a city, in a big city. This is where you're going to explode. You know, this is where it's going to be. In East Texas, you know, we have very little for that type of, you know, entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what, you know, God, what is going on? Like, why is my heart longing for that? But I should be here, right? This is what I should be doing in 20s, you know, thinking we're going to miss out, you know, this is what you should enjoy. But I'm back home in East Texas because that's where I want to be. And trust me, like, I don't have a regret about it.
Yeah.
That's so awesome not to have any regrets.
Yeah.
No, you just, because that peace in your heart is worth so much more than what you think you need to be doing, what people are saying you need to be doing, what society says, what social media says.
Yeah.
That peace in your heart, that wherever you're supposed to be, that's it.
Do you
outweighs
think?
it.
Do you think that's what's happening with a lot of young adults? They're getting caught up with, you know, maybe the hype and the crowd of what everybody else is
Absolutely.
doing, and you're not married
Yes.
now, and all that kind of
The
stuff.
timeline.
They got timelines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
timeline.
I always say you got goals but no vision.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Vision will
goodness.
out trump goals in a minute. You know what I'm
Right.
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
Vision,
Right.
vision is why you're doing what you're doing, and goals are just how you're going to go about getting there.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I think sometimes that we have to kind of get our vision, you know, straight about a lot of things. Even we're at the end of 2018 now. We got only a couple of days left in this
Crazy.
year.
My
A
goodness.
couple of days.
Do you see things shifting and changing in your world, Monica?
Yes, in 2018, I do. I honestly, I booked one-way tickets to Alaska and Columbia. So
I know, right?
I can't say, I
Yeah,
can't
that's
say
a
that-
shit.
One-way tickets.
One way.
I can't say that I'm going to be in East Texas forever, you
Yeah.
know. But yes, I think that I've learned so much from 2018 of just, you know, like I said, keeping your eyes on your own road.
Yes.
I think this world could definitely use some authenticity,
Yes.
and this is why I'm on here right now.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
it really could. And, you know, this experience starting at, you know, at the end of the year, I'm so excited for the whole year of next year. And
Oh, yeah.
just to be able to, because this is always, I always wanted to do radio and television. I
Yeah.
just didn't know how to. Where's
Yeah.
that
Where do I
platform?
start at?
Yes.
Those things are so complicated for people, especially in the entertainment industry. But I know other, you know, whatever they're interested in, it's not, there's nothing that's just laid out. Oh, this
Yeah.
is the road. You could just
That's
take it,
right,
and
that's
here's your
right.
prize.
Yeah.
You got to, life is a journey.
It is.
And
Yeah.
embrace that
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
all
It's all a
learning
journey.
experience.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Well, you definitely seem to be excited about whatever that new journey is, and I think that adventurous person inside of you
Yes.
is going to attract a lot of different doors coming in, and you just never know what God wants to do, you know, in your life.
Never know.
And a lot of times when we're open to suggestions, God, Lord, what do you want me to do?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? Who do you want me to meet? All of those things. I think those are intentional
Yeah.
conversations that we have, and then we wait to hear what he has to say in the midst of it. And it's almost like there is an unexplainable joy. There are uncertain times,
Oh,
but it's
definitely.
like an unexplainable joy that comes in when I realize I waited on God.
Yes.
And I did it God's way.
Right.
Yeah.
In the midst when you don't think that it's going to be joy.
Exactly.
And then you walk through your process and you're enduring it, and you have endured. Once you cross over where the testimony is,
Yeah.
then you can rejoice in that.
Yeah.
But when you're going through it, It doesn't look like
That's
that.
right.
You know,
That's
did I
right.
make a mistake? Am I supposed to be
Oh my
here?
God, yes.
You know, what am I supposed to do? Who's supposed to be knocking on my door
That's
today?
right.
Or
That's right.
where am I supposed to go?
Yeah.
You know, so you have all these questions and you're waiting on answers.
Exactly.
And it doesn't always happen in the way we
want it to.
Yeah.
And just being entrusting.
Yes,
It's
trusting.
so hard sometimes because you're thinking, okay, well, I need to be at this job for at least 3 months, you know. And well, I need to do this I need to get this on my resume, you know. It's just like, God, what are you trying to do? Because I got timelines here, so you need to help me.
Yeah,
so
stay
I
on my timeline.
Yeah, please help me stay on my timeline.
Right.
Yeah. So it's oh goodness, it gets hard.
Yeah.
It does.
It
I,
does.
when I talk to young adults, and I hear some of the impatience that's there. It's like, I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah.
And even not only young adults, it's us too. We're like, we're tired of
Correct.
waiting, and sometimes we don't know what it is that we're waiting on or whatever. And I think a lot of it has to do with getting out of balance with the natural
Yes.
sync or rhythm
Yes.
of what what your lifespan is supposed to entail.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we might desire to do or be a certain person, if you will, because of what we see,
Yeah.
but we don't actually know what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
It's a
That's true,
you
Faye.
want to be this big person, or you want to do this job, or you want to flow in this vein, and you don't even know what it takes to get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're impatient, but why are you impatient if you haven't acquired what you need to get in order to be
Yeah.
that professional?
Exactly.
That person that you want to be, that great person you want to be. But you have to learn and do some research.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
find out what the process is.
When I look a lot, I think about like when my children were old. Sometimes parents can make it so easy for the kids that when they get ready to step out, they think that, oh, it's going to be just that smooth, and it's not like that when they get out there. You're getting a taste of where we started with grassroots,
Right.
and having to
And prayer.
Yeah, a lot of prayer where you thought you were going to have a couch and a love seat, and all you got is a love seat in the
And a
house.
yeah,
You thought you
chair.
had a full dish set, and you don't have but a matching plate and a cup. And
Right. One of everything.
one of everything.
Right.
And don't take my spoon off because I don't have another one.
I gotta wash that one.
I gotta wash that one
to get to
So,
the next.
That's
and
how
I think our kids, in our millennials, they need to know. I always tell my kids, like, we started praying for your education for you when you were a baby. You know what I'm saying? So it is a process. I mean, parents have to kind of prepare the way in some facets, and some things, God just comes in and does it because of favor, because of your destiny, what you're destined to do. Some things are already paved and already there for you, but some things, parents have to, actually get down and pray for
the
breakthrough,
direction of their children.
breakthrough, for the years that, Monica, like you're in right now, your tender years of your 20s or late 20s, just to get where you are now was a lot of prayer and sacrifice.
Yes.
To get there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know if all of our young parents really understand that,
the prayers that have gone out.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a lot of laboring out there, and trying to,
lot of
make sure.
labor.
And then, I think about, I think 17 too, we heard about a lot of senseless deaths that were taking place, and things that were happening around our young adult world. And, it's almost sometimes where you're kind of, you're almost afraid to send your children out because sometimes you don't know if they're going to end up coming back. See,
right.
the kids don't think like that. That's parents living in a realistic world. We do have to start thinking about a lot of those things. And so we're having to send those kids out with prayer covering everywhere they go. I can only imagine your child. I remember when my daughter first came to Dallas, and she wanted to move to a certain part of Dallas, and I was like, no, No. See, because I'm the one up at nighttime where, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if something happens, who are they going to call or whatever? And sometimes the children are wanting to live their own life. You're living your own life, but you have to remember, too, there are other people that are, you know, praying for you as well. So we're really excited to hear from you guys and to cover you guys in prayer, because you have a lot of you've got a lot of spunk. You got a lot of zeal for life. But sometimes it takes really people undergirding and covering in those areas. That's going to be it's going to be exciting to see this journey with you guys moving forward. And then what we as parents are going to have to do to help you guys to get to where you need to get to.
A lot of incubation.
A lot of incubation.
Yes.
I definitely resonate with that.
I bet.
Oh my goodness. When I was in Colombia or Alaska, if I didn't call her every single day, oh my gosh, I was worried about you.
I can imagine.
I was worried about you. And you know what? And at first I thought, oh goodness, thank my poor mom. But now I'm like, oh my goodness, it must be hard to be a parent, you know, being so far away and being in a foreign country, and you can't get there because you don't got no passport.
I know, right?
So, you're on your own.
So how was your Colombian experience, Monica? How did you, how long were you in Colombia?
I was in Colombia for half a year.
Oh, okay, 6 months.
Or half a year, okay.
Okay, 6 months.
It was an experience, that's for sure. I definitely was resourceful, so I hung out with people, because it was so everybody gravitated toward like the teachers and whatnot. I mean, we were stationed in the capital at first, and for about 3 weeks maybe, and everybody taught us the basics. We got certified, and and everything. In the ESL, and then after that we were all dispersed into different areas. And so I was in Medellin, and when I had my group of people in Medellin, I was very resourceful, and I knew who knew fluent Spanish.
Okay.
I'd grab onto them, and okay, so son, I like that color. I'm just doing everything, and at first I was terrified because people had filled my head with so many thoughts of all the danger in the cartel and this and Pablo Escobar.
Right.
And so I wouldn't bring out my iPhone. I would not. I would always have I would constantly hold my zipper down. I would not even cross the street to the grocery store by myself.
Really?
Would not do it. Would not do it. I would always go. If I didn't want to go somewhere, if I didn't want to stay at this place, I was right beside them, because I did not want to get messed with. And some people did. I will admit. There's some people who did get in some trouble there. And I did not want that to happen to me. I don't want an experience like that. So I was constantly with those people. And before you know it, though, I got so comfortable. I had fantastic roommates.
Did you?
I had a gated security. They were watching out for me, make sure nobody ripped me off in the taxi cab, everything.
That favor was following you.
I know. I'm telling you, I would have felt so safe. And before you know it, I was getting my nails done. I was beauty treatment
on your own
by myself.
Okay.
Own. Wow. And I became semi-fluent in Spanish.
Oh, did you?
Okay.
Don't try me, because now I kind of lost it. But I was semi-fluent in Spanish, and just the context and a few simple words, you get a lot of stuff.
You
done.
can do it.
Absolutely.
What about the culture?
Oh my goodness, the culture is rush, rush, rush. There is no. I've seen cops out there, but everybody rides bumper to bumper. Everybody. Motorcycles.
Really?
Oh, it's just crammed all the time. There's just no speed limits. I never saw, any.
No speed limits in the city.
Yeah, in the city of Medellin. Yeah, but they have an amazing metro system.
Okay.
So that they're so clean, and there's a reason why people cherish it. But it's amazing. That's why I said it's the best city to go to in Colombia. It's because it has a metro system that takes you from point A to point B.
Oh, okay.
And you can miss all that traffic and jam.
Yeah, and cars.
People can be really nice, and and people can be crummy. So that's kind of everywhere. But the culture is definitely. Everybody says hello to each other, no matter what. No matter what, if you pass someone, it's always, and everybody always makes eye contact and says hello.
Yeah.
Do they have large families there, or a lot of children, or do they get married early in life, or?
I don't believe so. It wasn't big families. I didn't really see a ton of that. And I don't remember anything about young marriages or anything like that.
Yeah.
So. No, I taught at a public school, so I got rough characters.
Did you? Mm-hmm.
Yes. A lot of them just could care less. Hey, I'm going to be selling candy on the street anyway. So
the kids?
Yes.
Really?
You would see a lot of kids approach you with candy and and other things sometimes.
So their mind was on survival.
Exactly.
They were not on education.
Exactly.
So,
but there
yeah.
were a few that learned a ton from YouTube and from just watching American shows.
Oh, really?
And would love to interact with me and just say,
Yeah.
I want to go to the USA. I want to go to the USA. I mean, can you find me a way? I mean, just the dream.
You were
The
like a
absolute
prize
dream.
token to them.
Yes. You should have saw. They almost fainted when they saw my MacBook. You know, they were just like, oh my goodness. People do have iPhones. It's people. There's wealth
Really?
in Colombia. There is.
Yeah.
Some people are just. I don't
Yeah.
know those things, but there is. But when you're in a poor public school, people are kind of like, oh, whoa,
Wow.
That's
Really?
huge.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Was
have,
there a lot of theft there or crime that's there? Or,
There, I would say there's a lot of theft.
yeah.
There
Yeah.
can be a lot of theft, especially in metro systems. But hey, somebody tried to get me in the metro system in Greece.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
so it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but definitely, there's some theft there.
Yeah.
You hey, that's fresh meat over there.
Right.
She doesn't know
Luckily, I
just
kind
yet.
of blended in.
Did you?
I-
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah.
because Colombian women are definitely promiscuous in their attire.
Really?
Yes, and so I know that people probably thought I was, Hispanic or something. I had
Yeah.
people come up to me and ask me for directions in Spanish,
Yeah.
and just thought, oh my gosh, you don't speak Spanish. This is crazy. She's American, y'all. She's American. Get away. So, I got a lot of those, but at the same time, I know that they knew I wasn't from Colombia because of my attire.
Right,
And
right.
the bright colors
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Right.
things like that, you could tell I wasn't from. But, some people really love the fact that you try and you smile.
Right.
Even though you feel
Try.
silly to speak that language and you're just like, oh, they're going to laugh at me. Sometimes they would just like, oh, yeah, come on, keep going.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you. I'm here.
Kind of the same way we do them here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep trying to do it, and we'll catch at least a few syllables.
Right.
Something.
You get the gist of what you're wanting or needing, you know? Yeah.
Exactly.
But it was
good
definitely
to
a
hear.
refreshing experience. I actually loved it. I went back recently.
Did you?
Well, I say recently, but a couple years ago.
Okay.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Yeah, and I had that experience, and I still have my room with my roommates. They
Oh,
have
good.
They're
So where are
wow.
they
to
at
me.
now?
They're in Medellin, Colombia.
Okay, they're still
Okay,
there.
right.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
But they have a 2-bedroom house, and so I also had a room there, and they said it's always for
Wonderful.
you.
Oh, wow.
And I have
nice.
a dog,
Special.
a little lab dog
Yeah.
named Samo, and
Yeah.
he's still alive, kicking, and
Yeah.
I'm friends with him on Facebook. So maybe they're
Aw.
on here. Who knows?
Hey, so special.
That's cool. That's
Hey,
cool.
Monica, your mama gave some information to us
Yeah.
that you also lived in Europe, and I have too. So where did you live?
Yeah.
I didn't live. Did you say
Oh.
yeah? Yeah, I didn't live in Europe, but I
Oh,
went
so
on
she
it.
she
You
said
went
you
to-
went to Europe.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes, I did. I went to Santorini, Greece. Oh,
Uh-huh.
Athens, and then Santorini, and then I went to Mykonos.
Oh, okay.
She really is an international girl.
yeah.
Oh, it was phenomenal. I went with one of my best friends. I've been best friends with her since grade school.
Yeah.
We took a girls' trip.
Oh,
And,
wonderful.
Yeah, it was her. She just graduated from nursing school, and she thought, hey, this is my time. Are you in or are you out? I said, I'm
You
in.
talking to the wrong girl.
you're
You
like-
already know.
Exactly. Girl, you don't have to
Said
ask
I'm
me twice.
in.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
exactly.
it was me, her cousin, and and
Yeah.
Kelly, and we all took that 2-week trip.
Oh,
Wow.
It was plenty. But people in Greece thought, how long are you staying? And we
Yeah.
said 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, that's it.
Right.
Europeans have a different way of exploring.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
vacationing.
Vacationing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
They
gone
like
for 2
months.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
The European culture, they really believe in family time, and they
Yes.
believe in having vacation, holiday,
Some
even-
real getaway
even
time.
during the day. When I lived in Germany, at 2:00 they had coffee time. You took a
Really?
break.
Yes, I was gonna say that too.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, they have lunch is gone. People, hey, I'm out for a little bit, closing the store down.
Oh,
Right,
really?
they close it too. Everything closes
Wow.
at 2
Yeah.
o'clock. Yes, and you have coffee, tea,
Cool.
your pastries and everything.
Yeah,
Everybody kind of chills out and relaxes.
Y'all gonna make us all want to travel in a little
Oh,
while.
yeah, it's beautiful. I love Europe. We
Europe
had an
is really
awesome
nice.
time.
Yeah.
We had an awesome time there.
Well, Monica, well, guys, that's a little bit of a taste of Monica, and
Oh,
Monica,
look at
kind of
the
tell us
time.
what we can look forward to coming up. Let's kind of tell you about how the shows are going to run. We're making some drastic changes here
with us. We actually added quite a few family members on to the show, and we had to share our time because only a few people can get in here at one time. So we've broken it up to where we're involving the whole family. On the first Saturdays of the month, we're going to have our men that are coming in to help empower us. That's going to be
awesome.
Joe Williams, Mr. Alvino Bell, Mr. Marcus Wade, and Mr. Andrew Finch.
Okay,
he's another new one. You guys had an
Joe.
opportunity to see him on the last show that we had. And then we're going to be coming in on the second Saturdays, and we're going to be bringing our teenagers in. Yeah, we got those. That's going to be fun to see that. The teenagers are going to include. We got their moms that are going to be in with them. Chastity Dixon, Jessica Preston, Mrs. Monica Hall is going to be with them as well. Mrs. Jordan Ford and Mrs. Mackenzie Dixon. All of them are going to be in with the show. So they're going to kind of rotate out as they go along. Nice. But they're going to talk about things that teens enjoy. And they got some big conversations out there. And we want to hear how that life with moms, how they're balancing, work life and, marriage and all of that. And one is a single parent. And they've got some stories to tell in the midst of it all. On our third Saturdays, we're going to come in with our young adults. And this is where Mrs. Monica is going to be joining back with us. Mr. Andrew Lynch is going to be with us. Mrs. Monica Hall is going to be on that show. Oh, and then Mrs. Michelle McKenzie and Mr. Robert White. All of them are a part of the young adult. So they're going to be rotating out. Yeah, that's going to be a big show there, too.
Right,
so they're going to be rotating out. And they've got some interesting things that they'll be talking about. On the fourth Saturday, this is going to be our women's empowerment time. This is where you'll find Faith and I coming back on the show with you guys. And we're going to be just talking about uplifting our women in our community, the women of our lives. Just helping them to start thinking outside the box. Maybe some of the things that they're having to get through. Maybe divorce. Maybe,
just a hard time. Transition.
Yeah, transition. That's one big topic to talk about, is just transitioning when life has been one way with you for so long, and now you're having to kind of get outside of that or pushed out of it, and you're trying to figure out what to do. And then Mrs. Naomi Smith is going to be joining us. Y'all, she's going to be our satellite girl. She's the first one that's going to be doing a satellite show with us coming from Jasper, Texas. So we're really excited about her. On the fourth Saturday, we are going to have our, what is it, Faye? We are the fourth Saturday.
The fifth.
We are the fourth Saturday.
We're talking about the fifth Saturday.
Where there are 5 Saturdays, we're going to have relational goals.
Can I come on?
Oh, yeah. That's going to be
like
good.
That one.
Because all of us are trying to figure out these relationships to some degree or another. We've got a mixture of people that's going to be coming on for that one as well. So as you guys can see, we do have a large hosting a family that's going to be coming in, and we pray that you guys will let us come into your living room every Saturday by whatever means necessary that we'll be coming in. We have given them pretty much a free reign to discuss whatever they want to discuss. Y'all, they're responsible, and we're going to give them that open door and platform to really grow in a lot of areas. I think that as everybody comes together, we're going to learn a lot about each other. Sometimes we've been in our little corners in our little world, and we don't know what other people are doing out there, which makes us not as marketable as we need to be. And so as we're coming in as a family, we're learning how to learn the language of other people. As Monica, she's been traveling internationally. Now we're fixing to travel relationally.
right.
We're fixing to travel relationally. So we want to definitely invite you guys to join in with us and come and be a part of this living room setting that we have. I was telling Monica today, I'm thinking about changing the name of the group. There's a song that Jonathan McReynolds sang. He said, we're changing living rooms into life rooms. And I just love that phrase that he has. We're changing living rooms into life rooms.
Okay.
We're coming into your homes and bringing some real life situations there. So it's going to be excited. Well, guys, Mrs. Monica, do you have any final words you want to say to our group? I think your mom said thank you for having us.
She is so sweet.
Wonderful radio
She's
show.
She
said you're a
so sweet.
survivor of a hurricane.
Yeah.
Scared me. Mom is going to tell it all.
Yeah, right?
Goodness, Mom.
Mom is ready to get all of that.
Yes,
That is true. true. I'll have to tell you about that story.
Okay.
But I absolutely was survival. Yeah, I got stuck in Hurricane Irma. But
oh my God.
Yeah, I'll leave it with that. Yeah, it's been great. Thank you for tuning in and for people who responded to any of my messages or anything like that. Thanks for coming on. I'm happy. This was a great conversation. It was an easy flow.
Yes.
Never experienced something like this before, so this is
did
awesome.
good.
I enjoyed it.
Good deal.
You
We
did
enjoyed having you as
well.
well. You're a natural girl.
Oh, thank you.
She's very natural.
She's a natural. She's a
She's-
Miss Faith, you have anything? Y'all, this is our last show for the year.
Oh my God.
Oh my
it
God,
is.
this is real special. You're on the last show of the year.
The last show, Monica. You're special. You're special. Well, I'm ready for the shift. January is a very special month for me because it's my birthday month.
It's her birthday month.
Yes.
Birthday month. Oh, yeah.
And it's cold, and I hate cold weather. So I'm really excited. I have a new venture that I haven't shared, even with Meryl. I have to tell her about it after this show.
Okay.
And we'll break it out in 19.
Yes.
But I'm really encouraged about it. There's just a lot of new things that are happening, just like that caterpillar that comes out and starts flying, and butterfly and everything. So I'm just ready for this next season.
Yes.
Marilyn is really keen on seasons.
Yes, I am.
And she's
I
really
love shifting seasons.
Yeah, so I feel the shift. I feel the shift. I feel opportunity. And everybody get on the TV tonight at 7:00 for that game, Alabama versus OU. Roll Tide, because the Tide is coming in. So I'm an Alabama girl too. So I'm just excited about this season and what's going to happen for us, all of us, and our
all
families.
shifting,
And so we're all shifting. So
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think
Happy
for
New
me,
Year, everybody.
the New Year is bringing in a lot of laying back time. I think I've kind of been in the forefront for a lot of years, and I'm finally getting ready to start doing some writing. This is my year to write. Book 2019 will be my year to start writing, and I hope that it'll be a continual movement, and because I'm getting a chance to get a lot of things that have been a part of my teachings over the years, part of my experiences, I'm finally getting ready to put it down in a book so that I can hear my own self, another phase of what God has for me. So I'm excited. While we're pulling back, we're letting them come forward, and we're going to watch God do some great things with all of our lives.
That writing thing is just really, really key, because I've been praying about that as well. It's some things that I feel like I should share. I just don't want to hurt anyone.
I know, Faith.
Because I think we need to be as transparent as possible to bring others through some painful processes, and just sensing and asking God how to do it,
how to go about
the proper
doing it.
way,
without
involving
tearing people down.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
I think there needs to be wisdom. Maybe that's one of the things we'll talk about on our empowerment show is how to go about doing those
how
things.
to share your story,
how to share your story
without killing
somebody. Exactly. Well, guys, we want to say thank you so much for joining in with us. They're going to try to kick us out of the show in a little bit. So we want to say thank y'all for joining us today, and we look forward to coming back to you. We'll be back next week. I think we've got a full group that's coming in on next Saturday. Also, they're coming in for training, so we'll be back in at 6:00 once again. We want you guys to join us, and be sure to share it with others out there. We'll be ready for full shows in the month of February after we get everybody else trained on here. So we thank you guys for your support, and we look forward to coming back.
Thank you for a great year.
Thank you for a wonderful year.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Joe and Mr. Albino.
We miss you, Joe Albino.
This is the first show that Joe has missed.
I know, the first
ever.
show. And it's the last show.
And it's the last show. He has never missed a show ever before.
all the way from Tyler.
All the way from Tyler,
We
Texas.
love you, Joe.
We got a carpool,
That's
Joe.
our brother.
Yeah, you got a carpool. And also, Mr. Albino, we are looking forward to having you more in the next year. And we just appreciate all of you guys. Y'all, thank you so much for being a part of this family. We wish you guys a happy new year.
Happy New Year.
Many blessings to come in your lives. Whatever it is that you dream about, I believe that when you add God in the equation, anything is possible. So until we meet again, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful time. And we'll meet you on the other side.
Be intentional.
Be intentional about everything.
Yes. Love you guys.